As AI systems proliferate, organizations face a dual imperative: harness AI's benefits and manage its risks. This module explores how AI governance frameworks enable organizations to deploy AI responsibly and in compliance with legal and regulatory obligations. But first, let's define our terms. What is AI governance? At its simplest, AI governance is the organizational system that ensures AI is developed and used responsibly. It consists of policies, processes, standards, structures, guardrails, and controls designed to integrate key AI considerations into an organization's culture and operations. AI governance consists of objectives, meaning clear statements of intent about how AI should be used and or developed, aligned with organizational strategy and values. Policies, meaning clearly defined, documented, and this is critical, enforceable rules. Roles and responsibilities, meaning defined accountabilities for AI developers, users, and oversight bodies. Processes, meaning repeatable procedures for risk assessment and management, AI model validation, and incident response. Controls, meaning technical or organizational measures intended to address risks. Documentation and evidence, meaning records to demonstrate the existence of, conformity with, and auditability of policies, processes, and controls. And continuous improvement, meaning mechanisms for learning from incidents, monitoring performance, and updating controls as needed. Now, what is responsible AI? Throughout these modules, AI governance and responsible AI are used interchangeably. This is because in practice, enterprises frequently treat them as synonymous. Many organizations associate governance with roadblocks and red tape, making responsible AI a more palatable term culturally. However, there can be subtle differences depending on how your organization chooses to define each term. While AI governance describes a practical organizational framework to manage AI risk, responsible AI can refer to the set of principles underpinning that framework. In this framing, responsible AI is at once an outcome of good governance as well as the philosophical foundation upon which an AI governance program is constructed. We will discuss key responsible AI principles in depth in future modules, but as a brief introduction, they include accountability, meaning humans remain responsible for AI outcomes and for ensuring that AI systems are developed, deployed, and used in accordance with applicable law, best practices, and principles. Transparency and explainability, meaning openness around when AI systems are being used, how they work, and their limitations. Fairness, meaning AI systems must avoid promoting bias or discrimination, and individuals should have the right to contest AI outcomes. Privacy and data protection, meaning personal data should only be used when necessary and in accordance with applicable law. Robustness and safety, meaning AI systems should function reliably under both expected and unexpected conditions without posing undue safety risks. Security, meaning protecting AI systems from malicious attacks, theft, and misuse. Human-centered values, meaning designing AI systems to respect human rights, rule of law, democratic values, and diversity. And environmental sustainability, meaning AI development, deployment, and use should consider and try to mitigate negative environmental impacts. AI governance operationalizes responsible AI by embedding its principles into organizational processes. The principle of accountability, for example, can be promoted by defining necessary roles and responsibilities. Robustness, safety, and security are ensured via appropriate controls. Policies and processes can promote privacy and data protection. Let's pause for a moment and think about what other ways AI governance structures can be employed to implement responsible AI. Now that we're back, let's move on to the governance versus compliance piece. If you scan online job postings, you'll often see titles like AI Compliance Manager, or AI Governance and Compliance Lead, or Director of AI Governance Compliance. If you skim the job descriptions, you'll find requirements to implement governance frameworks and ensure regulatory compliance. But what's the difference? Aren't AI governance and AI compliance the same thing? In short, no. A simple way to think of it is that governance is internal and compliance is external. AI governance refers to structures and processes defined by an organization to manage AI risk while leveraging AI technology. AI compliance refers to an organization's obligation and efforts to adhere to legal or regulatory requirements. A well-designed, well-structured AI governance program can absolutely do both. And there are many overlaps between AI governance best practices and AI compliance obligations. For example, Article 22 of the EU's General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, protects individuals from being subjected to automated decision-making that produces legal effect and enshrines the right to human review. For organizations processing EU personal data, this is a regulatory compliance obligation. Creating AI governance processes, policies, and controls that adhere to the responsible AI principles of transparency, explainability, and privacy will go a long way in ensuring GDPR Article 22 compliance. In multinational enterprises, selecting a global AI governance framework aligned with global responsible AI principles, such as ISO 42001 and the OECD AI principles, is considered best practice. This is because many AI regulations are underpinned by the same or substantially similar set of principles, enabling governance frameworks to map easily to laws. It therefore follows that developing and implementing an AI governance framework that adheres to these principles lays a strong foundation for global regulatory compliance without requiring separate compliance initiatives for every single new law. Beyond this, governance frameworks often preempt the law, placing organizations ahead of their regulators, enabling flexibility when laws do change, managing emerging risks, reducing internal compliance fatigue, and proactively establishing trust with customers and other stakeholders. Organizations often approach AI governance and responsible AI simply and solely as compliance or risk management obligations. But when implemented strategically, these frameworks enable business value, innovation, and competitive differentiation. What benefits do you see in adopting a framework-based approach to AI governance and compliance?